Hello, hello. Welcome into the Sparkle Sanctuary. I'm so glad that you are here today. If you're new, my name is Rebecca, and I'm grateful for anybody that is watching right now. Today's video is a WIP and chat. WIP is W-I-P. It stands for work in progress. So this is my current work in progress. I am working on After the Rain from Diamond Art Club. I have it turned upside down. I am still working on this section of the painting, and I'm actually right about here, I think. And I'm hoping to get through another row this weekend before the weekend is over, so I can turn it over and start working on it the correct way. But I'm loving all of these fall colors. It's been very nice to work on. I thought for a while I would get sick of the oranges and yellows when I first picked this image up, but there's so many nice breaks of purple so far that it hasn't been a problem. Maybe towards the end it'll get a little bit more boring, but so far it's been fun. Anyway, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I am doing better. I am still coughing and clearing my throat periodically, so I will do the best I can to keep that to a minimum or edit it out where possible, but I apologize if I hope that's not annoying to anybody. Everything in this WIP and chat is basically the same as last week, so I will just keep everything linked below for you if you are interested in this diamond painting or anything like that. But anyways, otherwise we'll just go ahead and get started. Let me pick out a color to work on. So like I said, I hope your week has been going well. I am still on the mend from when I had been sick these last couple weeks. I mentioned in my last video that it kind of started with a little bit of a fullness in my throat on August 30th, and it just really did not go away for a long time. So I think the last time I recorded was this last Monday, which would have been I think the last time I recorded was on the 9th, which wasn't quite a full week ago, but I figured this way I can get back on track and do my Saturday recording and then post on Monday. So anyway, I ended up waking up. So I talked to you guys Monday, and I just stayed home and tried to get myself a little bit better. And then I woke up Tuesday and my eye was just like bright red again and was all like matted up, like you know, the pink eye symptoms, and it looked just like it had when I woke up Sunday. And so I called my doctor's office. I contacted my work and I was like, look, this is viral. This isn't like the other stuff that you would normally take medicine for. I feel like this is still contagious, and I would like to give myself another day to try to heal. And ended up calling my doctor's office and saying, look, like, I need to know. End of the day came and went, and nobody got a hold of me. So I don't know. I reached out. I went ahead the next morning and I woke up and I seemed to be doing better. And by this point it was already Wednesday, and I felt really bad about having been gone. And I knew that there was some things going on at the school with other employees not being able to come in. So I just had to make the executive decision that my phlegm was clearing up. It wasn't quite as gross as it had been. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then my pink eye seemed to be getting better, and so I went ahead and went to work on Wednesday. And I'm glad I did. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday ended up being really hard. Just staffing wise, it was really hard. We had there was a situation with one of the staff there, and it ended up, it's a bad situation. They won't be back for a while, injury situation. So not that anything happened at the school, but just that they can't be there. And so we're short staffed. And then they had, people that cared for them, people they lived with and things like that worked at the school as well. And so those people were gone. And so it just ended up, with us pretty short-handed. And then also one of my coworkers had experienced a loss in her family, and so she was needing to be gone. So it was just a lot. And so anyway, yeah, I ended up just doing going into work on Tuesday and, kind of trying to help pick up some of the slack that I had missed on Tuesday and everybody was at work. So yeah, it ended up being an okay day. Like, nothing major happened. I did get started on, I have these posters that I put up in the hallway. There's 2 of them in areas that are like basically a majority of the kids, if not every child, sees these pictures. And they're just like these boards that are signs, and each week, every other week, I'm changing out what it says. And the last time it said check all that apply, and it said I am. And it said, I am, and then there was 4 boxes, and it was like, I am loved, I am enough, I am smart, I am kind, something like that. So we had those up for the last couple weeks, and then this week's message was, I am the key to my success. And so that stayed up most of last week when I could get it up, and then it'll stay up this coming week. And then the next one will be correlated with the superpower lesson that we're going to do. And the mantra that says, I have the power to control my thoughts, feelings, and actions. And yeah, the counselors and I have been kind of talking, and we've touched base, and it looks like everything is good to go for that. And so the week of the 23rd, I'm going to be, as much as possible, leading lessons for counseling time for the kiddos to go over yeah, having self-control and learning how to control that and why it's important. So that's kind of cool. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and then Wednesday night, because I was supposed to sing tomorrow. So Wednesday night we had a rehearsal, and I think it went really well. I felt like I was doing really well. It was my first time singing in 2 solid weeks, and as somebody who literally sings walking around the house all of the time, it had felt like it had been forever since I had sang, and that was really hard. I love to sing, like it's my happy place, and yeah, you know something is really, really wrong if I'm not singing my heart out, you know? So anyway, I was very happy to be at the church and singing and doing those things, and realized that, you know, as I was singing, that I was kind of having to strain a little bit to sing because my vocal cords were still just a little bit messed up from all of the coughing and everything I had done. But you know, I drank some tea and I felt like I was fine, so I thought I was fine. And then I went to bed Wednesday night, and I only got a few hours of sleep. Like I was so exhausted. And then I woke up with my throat just on fire. Like I honestly, if I hadn't already had the test identifying that I didn't have strep, I would be going back and saying I have to have strep. Like my throat hurts so bad. And then, so went to work Thursday, and, you know, just kind of basically muddled through the day because I was just so exhausted. And yeah, I kept all day long going, I'm sorry, I can't hear very well. So all of the radio calls that they were making, I wasn't hearing well. And then I just kept making mistakes because like I was so tired, and I felt like I just kept putting my foot in my mouth, you know, not in a bad way, just like, you know, calling the kids the wrong names or whatever, just because I just was too tired. And then at the very end of the day, they asked me to go in and help because we did have a substitute in one of the kindergarten classrooms. They asked me to go in and help out at the end of the day to get the kids separated between like the busers, the walkers, and the car riders, and helping the substitute get through that list because it was, I guess, confusing to them. So I printed off a list, and I, you know, got everything set up and went and picked up the kindergartners. And on Wednesday, that went great. Everything went perfect. The kids did what they were supposed to. It went really well. But then on Thursday, we had a different sub, and that sub didn't come with me to help get the bus riders down to the bus line. And so I had all these kids by myself, and there were so many of them, and they were running around, and they weren't listening, and they weren't keeping up. and, you know, my throat hurts, so it's not like I could be like loud enough for them all to hear me over all of the noise that was in the hall already. And I had this really long line of kids. I'm talking like 30 kids-ish. And so I'm trying to get them down the hall, and one of the little girls at the front of the line, while I was trying to pull up the back of the line, decided to turn instead of going to the walker or to the bus line like she was supposed to. Went to the car rider line and walked down with the car riders. And I have no words. I literally have no words, because we had to call the bus back, and I felt so awful. But there's like a lot of checks and balances. There's people that mark off names, and there's all kinds of stuff that goes along with it. And that individual like has a sibling too. So like there was a lot, and they were like, don't feel, you know, like this should have been caught by multiple people. You weren't the only one. And so they made me feel better about it, but it was so hard. So then on Thursday, I was like, no, I need extra hands. Or Friday, I need extra hands. So I asked the substitute to go with me that time. And I'm very glad I did, because, oh my goodness, there was one little girl that just would not listen to anything I was saying. And a poor kid on Friday, I had to get really, like, I had to put on the mom voice, which I don't always do. I try to be as friendly with these kiddos as possible, and, you know, not do the whole mom voice thing, because, you know, these kids, you don't know what they've been through, and you don't know how intimidating their families are and what their situation is. So I just always try to speak with love and kindness, and I am stern quite frequently, but this was like mom's mad kind of stern, you know? And it made her cry, and I felt bad about it, but honestly, like, she wasn't listening, and could have put her in danger. And so at the end of it, I gave her stuff, and I just had a sit down talk with her. And I said, look, you know, have you, you know, you've been coming to school for several weeks now. Have you seen me act like that before? And she said, no. And I said, did you like it? And she said, no. And I said, you know what? I don't like it either. I need you to listen so that I can protect you. And if you aren't letting me protect you, then I have to get mean, because it's my job to protect you. That's why I'm here. And I asked her if we were okay, and I gave her a fist bump, and she ended up just like standing up and throwing her arms around me and gave me a huge hug. It was very, very sweet. So yeah, I was grateful that the bus situation went much differently on Friday than it did Thursday, because Thursday was, oh, that was such a mess. But yeah, on Friday, we ended up having a team meeting. I have been feeling some kind of way, because I'm in charge of the kindergartners at lunch. There's a para that works in there with me, and it's just the two of us, and like there's 98, 99 kindergartners. So it's a lot to deal with, and they're just coming in from recess, and so they're all wound up, and trying to get them in and sitting with their teacher's classroom and with their food and eating and not playing around. And we have a couple kiddos who they elope, and so I've been keeping the doors closed and just trying to navigate that. And I've mentioned it before, like, we've had some help here and there, but it's not been truly consistent, and it's a scary kind of situation to be in, knowing that, you know, all these kids are in our care, and they're not listening to us, and they're not listening to people coming inside either. I mean, it's people have said several times, it's like trying to herd cats. It's been one thing after another. So on Friday, the care team, which is, you know, the school counselor, the school social worker, the school psychologist, the assistant principal, myself, the dean of students, we all just kind of sat and powwowed about how we can make this better, because at this point, like, it's been, you know, as much as that's rough on us for that, you know, half an hour that we're with those kindergartners, they're like that in the classroom all day. And these kindergarten teachers are just going through it, and it's been really rough. We've had several kids that have become, you know, like, physically aggressive with these teachers, and like, that's not what they signed up for, obviously. I mean, it wouldn't be what I would sign up for. And like, you know, there's limits on what we can do. So yeah, it's just been so hard, and it's just been hard on them. So they've decided in the afternoon, for a couple days at least, we're going to try seeing if we can have the kiddos do some walks instead of, you know, going straight outside to recess. just to kind of remind them that they're supposed to be following rules and what they're needing to do. Just basically go over those rules and regulations with them again, and see if we can't get them in a little bit of a better space coming in from recess and going to lunch at least. And then, you know, because that escalation just spirals into the rest of the afternoon for the teachers. So I also asked if I could start pulling kiddos that we have identified as needing, you know, that struggle a little bit more, having them, you know, pull for groups and talking to them about social emotional stuff, trying to get them on track, you know, learning about rules and still also learning about school stuff and engaging in that, because I can do all of that. So yeah, I'm going to be Monday, I'm going to talk to the teachers and see, you know, if these kids that I have on my list are ones that they are interested in having me pull out for, you know, like a 20-minute, essentially it would be give the teachers a 20-minute break, and these kids would get 20 minutes of a little bit more intensive instruction with me. And some of it would be like expectations and rules and, you know, behavior, I don't know, behavior lessons, I guess, you know, just learning about that kind of stuff. So that's the plan Monday. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think because I'm grant money, I can be utilized in a variety of ways. And so they were super excited that that was something that I suggested, just at least giving the teachers that 15 to 20 minutes in the afternoon when things are so rough is hopefully going to help. I just have to worry about navigating around like their core learning times, because those are times we're not supposed to be pulling them out of the classroom. But we'll see we'll see how that looks, because, you know, that limits everything. So I don't know. I may end up having, I was hoping to have groups of 4 kids, but I may end up having up to 6, which, you know, when you think about a teacher doing an entire class of 20, that doesn't sound like a lot. But when you're doing, you know, this direct instruction like this, it's harder to do when you have a bunch of kiddos who refuse to sit or, you know, do what they're supposed to do. So, you know, I mean, they're little. They're used to not having the kind of like sit down all day and learn environment. It's a hard thing to get used to. And a lot of these kids have never done any kind of precursory schoolwork before. So it just is what it is, you know, like it's something that is not, it's like one of those hard things to learn. And when you've got, you know, lots and lots of kids all at once, it's harder to teach them. So I'm hoping the little bit more direct instruction will help pick up some of that slack. Anyway, let's see what else. Oh yeah. So Friday at one point during the day, I guess there was a threat near the school. And so they had us on a soft shutdown just to kind of make sure nobody was outside in case something happened. But there for a little while, we didn't know what was going on. And that's really nerve-wracking. Like, I can't believe I live in a world where I actually have to think about, you know, I work with these little kids. You know, these aren't things that we should have to worry about and think about. And I gotta be honest, I knew that we were fine. I knew it wasn't a direct, you know, towards us, and that it was just nearby, but nearby is close enough, and it's kind of scary to think about. And no teacher, no family, nobody should ever have to worry about things like this. And it's heartbreaking that this is the kind of place that we live in. So I'm not going to say anything else other than that. It just was scary. So, but then Friday night or Friday after school, I left, I came home, and then had joined in on Rhonda from Dippin' Times Live. And she, you know, announced an up and coming diamond painting event type name that she and her co-host are going to be using. And because I had identified Sparkle in one of my recommendations for the name of the event, they actually are gonna give me, I get a sticker for it, so that's cool. And during the live, Rhonda said something, because she said something about the name of it, and I was like, I changed the words and made up a song to it, and she was like, oh yeah, you sing, maybe you can sing the theme song for the event. And I was like, I would totally be down if for the right lyrics, I'd want it to be kind of cool. But I thought that was kind of funny, and so I may spend some time, because I try to be creative, and I change lyrics up all the time at home. And so I'm probably going to see if I can't sit down in the next couple weeks and think up new lyrics to a song for them, to an old, Christmas tune. I know it's not technically a Christmas event, but yeah, it'll still be fun. Anyway, so they may end up using something like that, which would be kind of cool. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I think I would like that quite a bit. I would be nervous. I'd be very nervous. I know, like, at church, I think I've said this before, it's one thing to sing around people, and have them, whatever, but when you put your voice out there like that online, people are particular. And, I'm not a professional. I don't have the best voice in the world, but I do enjoy singing, and I sing in church with a band. And, I think I have a decent enough voice that I'm willing to put it out there. I just don't know that I have a decent enough voice to keep from having haters, if that makes sense. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try it. So if they want it, they can have it. And if not, they change their mind, or, because that was her comment, and she does have a co-host, and they need to kind of discuss those things. So if her co-host doesn't want to use it, then that's fine too. But yeah, that kind of piqued my interest and found it interesting. So we'll see if I can come up with some cute lyrics to go along with their event. Yeah, so then this morning I finally got some sleep. I tried switching the side that I'm sleeping on, because my issues with my ears on the right side, and I've been sleeping on the right side. I know that's probably not good, but that's where my body wants to sleep. Like, that's the most comfortable position. And so I've been doing that, but I forced myself to sleep on my left. And then I also used a couple pillows, not too many, but a little bit, to kind of prop me up a little bit so that my sinuses would drain. And my hip started getting sore in the middle of the night, but otherwise, it mostly worked. And so I only woke up once, and then I was able to go back to sleep, which I haven't been able to do lately. So that was fantastic and made me very, very happy. I needed sleep. I needed sleep so very badly. Yeah. And I'm hoping that some of the natural things that I'm trying to do for my body will help remedy this situation even more. I would really like to not have to go to the ENT if I can avoid it, because my understanding of what they're going to have to do for my ear is not at all what I want to happen. So, but it will be what it'll be. So I just am trying to figure out how, if I'm struggling, because you've got your ear canal and your drum, and then you've got all the bones, and then you have a tube that goes down, leads into your throat. If the tube that's leading into my throat is blocked off, I'm not sure how putting a hole in my eardrum to drain the fluid that's inside of my ear is going to help in the long run, because if that tube is still clogged, then as new fluid builds up in my ear, it's just going to continue to have the same backup issue. That's my understanding. So I'm very confused as to how that'll work, and I'm curious to see what they will do, but I don't want to have to go in and do the same procedure multiple times, or have to go in and have my sinuses irrigated, because that sounds crazy painful. So yeah, just trying to keep a positive attitude about it and recognize that it's not really in my control, and just continue to try doing homeopathic kind of activities to see if I can't get the fluid moving so that I don't have to do any of that stuff. Because if I could just cancel that appointment, that would be ideal. But like I said, it's not really in my control, so I'll just have to do what I have to do, right? But yeah, and then let's see. Oh yeah, there's a leak in my faucet in the bathroom of my girls' room, and so I had to reach out to my landlord and ask for help. But I've been sick, and so they've been trying to schedule a time to come out, and I think they're going to come out tomorrow. And then this morning, because I woke up again, like I know I got more sleep, but I woke up again this morning with my throat so sore that I ended up reaching back out to the band that I'm on and just saying, I'm so sorry. I know that Wednesday I was doing better, but I'm just not well enough. And ultimately, I think the problem is I'm very concerned that if I keep pushing my vocal cords to do things when it's hurting, because I could do, like, there's teas and things that you can take and things that you can do. Oh, that went bad. Sorry, distracted for a second here. But those cover the pain instead of taking away the issue. And it just basically numbs everything up to make it stop hurting as much, which is great if you're, you know, if it's a minor throat pain or if it's something that you're doing once in a while. But I was looking at, you know, singing for several hours tomorrow. And I just, the last thing I want to do in this entire world is damage my vocal cords. Like, I don't know who I would be without my songs, without my music. Yeah, I don't know, honestly, how to be a happy person without music. I know that sounds probably really dramatic, but music is such a happy place for me. And if I couldn't sing anymore, I don't know what I would do. I literally see Celine Dion and all the things that she's going through, and my heart aches for her because I just can't imagine. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. So yeah, it's insane. So I decided it was better, like, as much as I'm sure that they would have appreciated that I was there, and as much as I hated backing out at the last second, because that stinks and it puts it on somebody else to have to sing my songs. I don't want to take a chance in making it so that I can't ever sing again, you know? Even now my throat is still a little sore. And so, yeah, just even talking and all the things has been making it harder. So, anyway, let me take a quick drink. Okay, that's better. Oh, it looks like I missed an arrow one right here. I'll grab that really fast. So, yeah, that's been my week so far. Hopefully that information wasn't too terribly boring. I know, like, a lot of my life revolves around the school and the job that I do. For my kids, my oldest daughter is in a play, and the tickets went live today, so I was able to purchase tickets to go see her. And she plays not a huge part, but she's got a part in it, and she's singing a little bit. So today the tickets went live, and I am going to go and see her do that. I think there's like a dress rehearsal that parents can come to, and she's got me a ticket for that. And then I purchased tickets for 3 other nights. I did this the last time she was in a musical. So one of those nights I will take my mom. One of those nights I will take my boyfriend. And then one of those nights I will take my younger 2 girls to go see her. So I'll end up seeing this play a total of 4 times. And I think it's running 6 shows, and not including the dress rehearsal. So I have a chance to see it 7. So I think that's not bad. Oh, I missed another arrow right there. Man, y'all. It happens, right? It happens. Let me go fish one of these out of here. So what I just do when I do that is I just open this up and I stick my pin in and pull one out. I think the principal painter calls it spearfishing, I think is what she called it. But I think that's a cute term for it. But anyway, so yeah, so I get to go see her in that play coming up pretty soon. And excited to hear, because she's got such a beautiful voice. I just love to hear her sing, and so I'm excited to see how that goes. And then she did identify that homecoming was coming up soon, so I'm looking at possibly having to get all 3 of the girls a new dress. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna be working on that this weekend with them, because that's not very far away, and dresses sell out pretty quickly. So yeah, who knows what we're gonna end up with. But we're just gonna do the best we can and hopefully find them something cute to wear. And then my oldest has her senior pictures coming up pretty soon, and she's not sure what she's going to wear for them. So I think this week we're gonna start working on that. And then also Wednesday night, they have like the college people are gonna come out and talk to the high schoolers. And so we've got a busy week ahead of us. I'm anxious to see how that goes. My daughter is undecided on what school she wants to go to. She's very torn because she doesn't want to spend a ton of money, you know, going to a college far away. But, you know, she's also wanting to kind of spread her wings and be independent. So, I don't know. We will see where this ends up. Oh my goodness, you guys, I found some that I missed. Of course, I put this away, so I'm just going to spearfish a couple of these out. But yeah, so this week will be busy and interesting. So I'm looking forward to hopefully being better and getting things back to normal. I am, like I said, I still have a cough and still not sleeping terribly great. And when I wake up in the morning, my throat does hurt a lot. But as the day goes on, my throat gets better. So hopefully that's a sign that I'm getting better. So I still haven't seen, because of my sicknesses and stuff, I still haven't seen the new Beetlejuice movie. And I was looking over, like, it's, you know, we're in September, so it's fall, and these are the times that I would normally pull out my fall movies. And I was telling my girls that I am, you know, already ready to watch the original Hocus Pocus. That's like one of my, every year I want to see that. Every year I like to watch Hocus Pocus, Practical Magic, and if I can get a hold of it, Beetlejuice. I can't always get a hold of it. But so I'm looking forward to seeing the other one. I know, like I said in the last one, that there's been some mixed reviews, but I'm still wanting to see it. So hopefully we can do that this next weekend. Yeah, because I just would really like to go and get it, you know, see it. I'd like to see what the hubbub is about. I want to see what everybody's talking about, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know, for my own opinion, and decide whether or not I like it. I know, like, a lot of people did not like the second Hocus Pocus movie. I didn't mind it. I didn't love it, but I didn't mind it. It had been a long time coming, and so I think there were people who were probably had really, really high expectations. I did not. I went into that knowing full and well that it was never going to match the standards that I had for the original Hocus Pocus movie, because I love it so much. And so because I didn't have these like high expectations, I wasn't disappointed. So hopefully it's going to be the same thing with Beetlejuice. Like, I'm excited to see it, but I don't have high hopes. Does that make sense? So yeah, just got to be realistic and recognize, like, this is a cult classic, and if, you know, like, nothing ever can live up to the hype of the original. You just have to do the best you can with as close as you can, you know. And the fact that we get to have the same actors in there for the most part, I think is pretty phenomenal. So considering how many years it's been, so I'm just happy. I'm happy to see some of the same faces. And yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton's, he was a big crush of mine when I was young. It was a huge crush, so I don't know that he could ever do anything wrong in my eyes, but that's just me. Let's see. Anything else? I'm just kind of trying to keep up on this canvas for Drills and Chills. because I mean, this is my favorite event and my favorite holiday season and all of the things. And, you know, I do try to participate in at least a few events a year. They can get to be a lot, with all the rules and regulations and the expectations, and fill out this form here and that form there. So I try to find the ones that are like the easiest as possible rule wise, and just join that way. I don't often join to try to win prizes, just because I don't feel like I need more stuff. I have plenty of things, plenty of diamond paintings and things that I need to work on. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I have. I always end up buying more stuff anyway, so I'll just buy it with my own money, you know. I mean, is it nice to have free things given to you? Absolutely. Would I love to win free diamond paintings? Absolutely. I won, you know, we got prizes when I went to the Crafters Paradise retreat, and I was overjoyed to be able to take home those things. So I'm not going to say no if it's something simple like that, but yeah, generally I don't. And that's why I thought it would be neat to, you know, to donate instead of trying to win anything for the next Oz in August event. But I probably have brought these things up way too many times. It's just things that have been like settled in my brain quite a bit. So that'll be probably the last I bring up of that, because I just posted recently the video of doing that unboxing. So yeah, if you want to see that, it is on my channel. I don't know if I can link it below. I'll try. That's something I've not done before, but I'll try and link it below. And yeah, go check out that unboxing if you're interested in seeing it. Oh, so speaking of Halloween, I know that there was like a tag going around of different questions and stuff, and I think the only thing that was my takeaway, oh my gosh, I missed 2 S's here. My only takeaway from all of that was like how interesting it is. Like, people are so different on whether or not they like the scary part of Halloween or the cozy part of Halloween. Like, my boyfriend is very much the scary part. He wants to do the haunted houses and you know, watch the scary kind of movies. And my girls love scary movies. My twins do, at least. And so like, they're like, woohoo, scary movie season. I'm like, you watch scary movies all the time anyway, doesn't matter. But I'm not, I used to, scary movies give me nightmares, and so I just tend to not watch them terribly often. Or if I do watch them, I have to do something else while watching them, because I get so invested in the characters. And yeah, I don't know. Seeing people get hurt is just like, it's too much for my system, you know, if that makes sense. Like, I used to have to watch those kinds of things all the time when I was married. My ex-husband would force me to watch things like that, and I don't prefer it. I don't like having nightmares. I don't like hurting. I can, like, when I see characters on a show, like if somebody, you know, trips and falls and sprains their ankle, my ankle starts hurting, you know, like, I have severe empathy. And yeah, seeing people get hurt or whatever they do in scary movies just is not appealing to me. So, but you know, if you love that, I love that for you, because I used to be a person that said I enjoyed those scary movies, you know. Just, I think sometimes trauma changes your perspective on things like that. I think you can, yeah. Anyway, so I do love like bonfires and s'mores and carving pumpkins, and just like the, you know, the more traditional side of fall things, going out with family and doing hay bale rides and all that kind of stuff. Those are definitely a happier time for me. Really good memories. I have some good memories a few years ago of like rolling around in corn. It was basically like a corn pit instead of a sand pit. It was a corn pit with my girls and picking corn out of our hair and out of our clothes for, you know, a while afterwards, or shooting apples out of cannons, things like that. So those are the kinds of things I look forward to. The crisp, cool air, and just the smell that fall brings when the leaves are turning, and just the beauty of nature and the changes. Seeing how the world kind of slowly goes to sleep is very interesting to see, you know, just to go into that hibernation for the next year before it awakens. So yeah, kind of cool. Those are my favorite things about fall. So anyway, what I might do, there's still quite a bit. I'm not going to have the ability to, because I considered like doing like a fast forward and finishing this up with you, but there's just too much. There's just way too much. So I'm going to have to let you all go now. I know like this isn't even nearly, it's not, you know, it's not terribly far off from an hour. I know like my last one was just a little over an hour. This one is probably going to be 40 to 45 minutes, but I'm still just, I need to heal more, I think is what it is, because I'm just exhausted and I'm already having a hard time talking. Starting to make my throat hurt. So I'm going to have to go for now. But I really, again, I appreciate you being here, and please let me know how you're doing. Let me know, let's see, if you got here, can you just put a, like a fall leaf emoji in the chat? Leave a comment with a fall leaf emoji. I'd appreciate it. And if you like this channel, like what you see here, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I guess consider subscribing. That'd be kind of cool to have you as part of my Sparkle.Sanctuary friends here. And I hope that you have a fantastic week and a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Oh, I almost forgot, you guys. Seriously, I almost forgot to say the thing that I always say at the end is, you know, wherever you go to take care of your mental health is a Sparkle Sanctuary. So just be sure that you take time for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.